And welcome back. Last video of the day comes from Peak Eds, who asked the question. Come on, man, let's ask that eternal question. The question that is on every freaking person's mind. We need to know that answer. Answer that will haunt your children and your children's children. Who would win? SpongeBob or Superman? Because, look, SpongeBob apparently is actually pretty freaking hacks, okay? He's got Toon Force on his side. He can really affect the physics of his world. He can take damage and just keep going. He can be erased from nigh existence thanks to the magic pencil, which he has the magic pencil apparently. He's literally unraveled the universe and then been unraveled himself. But first off, that feat, we need to talk about that feat. Is that SpongeBob being a universal level threat? Because SpongeBob on his own isn't a universal level threat. SpongeBob was able to find the string that had the universe and then unraveled it. Now, does that mean he has universal level strength? Well, I guess, but only when he doesn't have it. I think he just lucked out, found the string and pulled it. I'll be honest. I think that's what happened. And then he got unraveled, but he was still laughing. Keep in mind though, unravel doesn't mean destroy. See, a lot of people I think take that feat out of context. If you say, let's take my shirt for example. If you say find the string on my shirt that unravels it down and turns it into, and I had no more a shirt, well, the shirt actually still exists as that fabric of string. It doesn't have the form of a shirt anymore, but it still exists. So the universe itself and SpongeBob actually did still exist. They were just in a new linear string-esque form. But that said, you did still hear SpongeBob's voice kind of, laugh from that. So it's a very weird scaling feat. But it's all kind of irrelevant. And SpongeBob also has been able to break the fourth wall before multiple times. So he's got a lot of great vibes. But again, it's Superman who, well, it doesn't scale the fourth wall breaking. I don't mean that. Don't just mean like literally physically or whatever. But has literally taken on the World Forger and basically broken multiverses and beyond. Superman just goes to a level of power by SpongeBob, for all his power, has never, SpongeBob has never unraveled the fabric of reality, destroyed the fabric of reality with a single punch. He's unraveled his own singular universe into a string. That's all that's happened. That's the biggest feat, and it's a good feat. Let me be very clear. I'm not disparaging the feat. It's still a universal-esque type feat. But if you're looking for a fight, Superman would wreck SpongeBob shit. Superman can survive the destruction of universes, and this universe isn't even being destroyed. So so I'll say this though. The only thing SpongeBob does have under his belt that could actually do something is the pencil, because it is described as a magic pencil. Now it's not, but but because those waters are radioactive and polluted, the Bikini Bottom waters, I guess it became magical. But Superman does not have any special resistances to magic, and I keep seeing people online get so either pissy or just like, it's not everyone's weak to magic. My God, it's not a weakness. Not everyone is Superman. Superman, whose biggest weakness is kryptonite. But if Superman doesn't have a special resistance to the magic, Superman, then that's an effing weakness for Superman. That argument never works for me. Never once works for me. Because it's the same argument. It's they said, Spider-Man. Why did Tony give Spider-Man an Iron Man suit? He's got the power of the gods. First off, no, he doesn't. He's far more powerful than an average human. Sure, by a normal human standard, he's a god. By the god standards, he's a chump. He does not have the power of the gods. I've never liked that statement for him. But beyond that, you want to know why Tony Stark in the MCU gave Spider-Man an Iron Man suit? Because A, he's Iron Man, so his suit would probably come with tech. But B, he's sending a 16-year-old kid into life-threatening combat. And then the counter argument is, why didn't they give everyone else suits? Because they're not 16-year-old kids who are immature and need to grow up. They're adult warriors who've been fighting their lives and know the risks. And they probably never once asked for Iron Man suits. Or Tony maybe even offered it something. We don't know if Tony offered or not. But I'm going on a tangent. The point is, yes, magic counts as a weakness for Superman. If he has no special resistance, but the man can survive a nuke going to his face like it's nothing, then it's a weakness. So with that being said, is SpongeBob capable of using the pencil in a way that could actually hurt, like just erase his arm or something like that? Unfortunately, no. He can't, because especially the eraser part. Because the eraser part, in theory, can just erase you from existence. But Superman actually has immunity to existence erasure abilities. It's actually stated his existence can't be erased. He's a pillar of the reality that is DC. So, unfortunately, the one thing SpongeBob actually has under his belt that could actually do something, unless SpongeBob is smart enough to somehow know kryptonite is a weakness and draw kryptonite? Gray, black, and white kryptonite, but kryptonite, that's not going to really do much to Superman, unfortunately. It's the one thing under his belt Spider-Man, I keep saying Spider-Man, SpongeBob maybe had in this fight, but unfortunately, no. I don't think I keep saying Spider. Why do I keep saying? Because I was talking about I wanted to rant there. I sadly don't think SpongeBob can win this fight. Superman is just built different. Now, mind you, these are two characters that wouldn't actually fight. I don't want to hear that in the comments. I don't see that much anymore, but once in a while, someone says, like, these two characters wouldn't fight. I know, it's a hypothetical. Deal with the fact the video exists. Why am I getting so excited and, not out of breath, but just wild about it? I don't know. Anyway. I digress. Thanks for watching, though. Hope you enjoyed. I got Superman. By the way, I am on record saying I'm not a huge fan of Superman. I don't flat out hate Superman. I've just never been a big fan of Superman. I remember watching Justice League and Justice League Unlimited, the animated series. So I did like that. I actually didn't mind Henry Cavill Superman. I mean, the writing could have been a little better, but I liked him as Superman. Superman Returns, Christopher Reeves is fine, whatever. Lois and Clark, whatever. I didn't watch the Lois and Clark show, but I heard it was good. And the bits I've seen are good. But I'll be honest, I'm really looking forward to this Superman movie coming out. I'm really looking forward. Like the trailers, like that first trailer. Even now, when I see that little kid just put up the flag and just whisper Superman, hoping he'd come, and then people cheering for Superman, I'm like, this is capturing the parts of Superman I really like. Because James Gunn also flat out stated, he even came out and said the thing that the biggest issue I've always ever had with Superman. He came out and said, no, this Superman can't be hurt. He's not infallible. Like, he's not as strong as he is. Like, this isn't like the invincible, like, way the comics made. No, he can be hurt and injured and all that. And I'm like, thank you. Make him have stakes, because comics, I don't really understand comic writers sometimes when they make a character who's already supposed to be the strongest there is and just keep making him stronger. I've never understood that, because you lose whatever relatability that character has, and then you also lose like the stakes. In theory, because the only thing holding the character back then is like morals, and at that point, then you've got a real big story problems. Like, look, I get your morals, but the world's gonna end. You could end this in a heartbeat if you would break the guy's neck. It's like, but no, it's not. There's got to be another way. Like, okay, so go watch the Sahara get turned into glass by an energy beam, and then tell me your morals matter. Like, don't get me wrong. I like the fact he's a guy with a moral compass. I do. While I'm not big on the whole Boy Scout thing, I do appreciate it because we do need someone like it. We do need someone who just represents good. And I do like that aspect of Superman. I just the boy howdy Lois. Like I don't like when it gets too dorky, but I'm okay. There needs to be some of that there, definitely. Again, the biggest issue is just the level of strength you have versus the threat you have to go with, and your refusal to use all your strength. That's the problem I've always had. Absolutely. But it looks like this movie's going to kind of address a lot, like limitations he puts on himself and all that. And I've loved every trailer that's come out. I really have. It's looking really good. It really is. But that's actually a good question. That's not next week. Next week's Jurassic World, which me and my girlfriend are seeing. Is it the following week? Let's see here, because that's this week. So yeah, Superman's the week after. So holy crap, back to back. Oh man, oh that's gonna hurt someone. That's gonna hurt someone very much. So yeah, and then what was it? The following week after that, it's what, Smurfs. Oh God, yeah, that's the one I'm probably gonna be at. And then it's Fantastic Four. Yeah, it's a stacked July. Stacked July. Anyway, though, Superman, that's my thoughts. I digress. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. See you later.